All right. So,
Alright.
you want to start with the introduction, Ergo?
Yeah, man. It's Ergeezy coming back at you.
Yo, what is up, guys? This is Lil Homie. Also, this is the
The
Homies podcast.
Homies Podcast
Number
Episode
three.
3.
Number three.
333.
This is crazy, man. 3 straight weeks of just us doing the podcast, and yeah. So interesting things went down on early Sunday. I mean, no, not early. I mean, late night Sunday and early Monday. You want to talk about that, Ergo?
Yeah.
You want to
Well,
talk
do you wanna give the folks a backstory? I'm not
the
too.
backstory?
Yeah.
Okay. The backstory is, we all went to a fest, just like us, like us friends, just hanging out, going to a fest, just playing melee, and that's it. And then an idea occurred in my mind, right? An idea, a solid idea occurred in my mind. How about let's post this bracket? How about let's make a bracket, right? Let's make a bracket and post it online and see how they're gonna react. Cause I know deep inside my mind, people are gonna go crazy about this. So then I post it up. I post it, and then you know what? Drama ensued. That's it. Drama ensued.
Well, it's interesting too because when you did post it up, you were also telling me, or rather, no, I was telling you that like I think it's a good idea just to let
Actually,
folks know that
yeah.
we're just hosting a fun tournament. It's not
It's
an official
nothing,
one. It's not
not
a like
big. Literally nothing
yeah,
big.
it's not a big one. And the
And like,
big thing
there
about it
was
too
no
was
money
well, yeah, that too. But like I was also gonna say, it's also to just
for fun.
bring a little life to the Smash community. So it's like,
Exactly.
oh, it's like we understand it's a difficult time for everyone. You're not really supposed to be out and about.
Which
Do
we
whatever you
know.
want though, like go at your own risk.
Yep.
But the thing is, at the same time, we want to let people know, like, we're still just playing for like playing some having
Playing.
some good old fests and chilling with the homies,
Hey,
and that's pretty much it.
Ergo. The sound quality is a little like, it's a little you know,
Shaky.
yeah, it's a little shaky. It's not. We can't really hear you. Like
Yeah.
we can hear cars and stuff, but just letting you know.
Sure, sure. Hey, I'll be back inside in a little bit here.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, bringing light to the Smash community a little bit, even though it could be like,
Yeah.
like be taken for like negative reasons also.
Yep.
It could be taken like a negative tone, but yeah, just drama ensued. But like we just want to have fun, just have a small gathering of friends, which was 7 people, and like according to like the Minnesota, I don't know, I think. I don't know. There was something where it said like have like a small gatherings of like 10 people or less, and we had 7. So like that's following the Minnesota the guidelines to what's safe.
It is. It
Exactly.
really is.
Like,
Yeah.
so what we're trying to do is just say it's okay to go out sometimes and hang out with other people, right? Like
Yeah.
if I'm going to work where like there's hundreds of people touching things, like obviously I'm gonna be at risk, of getting COVID, but I don't have COVID. And like the people were making memes of it. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. They're trying to calm me, but it's not really affecting. It's not gonna affect me either way. I don't care. They can do whatever they want. But yeah,
So I mean, you said that there was backlash. What was the backlash? Like, what happened?
I think the backlash was people just telling me not to go outside when like they have no control over me. I'm like, dude, you have no control over me. You can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Like, I mean, okay, in my opinion, like it's safe to go outside, right? I think it's safe to go outside. That's just what I think. Even though like I know like there's risks involved. Like I think you're still free to do whatever you want, as long as like you're taking the precautions, right? As long as you're keeping yourself in check. Not to go out too much, because what I do, I just go to work, go home, and like hang out with friends like once a week, and that's it. That's all I do. I'm not going around like every single area, my you know, my surroundings. But yeah, it was just crazy all over the place.
But, I think it's definitely something that's worth noting. Worth taking a note of, just because it's a lot of people. So you have like 50-50, right? Like half of the general populace thinks that going outside is equivalent to going to hell,
I
which
don't
I
think
have
so.
nothing wrong with that. That's what they think. The other half, they don't really care. They're just doing their thing.
Hmm.
But the thing to take note from here is that like you cannot control people.
Yeah, you
That's
can't control
just
people.
that goes beyond human moral.
Yeah,
And the thing is, so if you can't control people, the solution to the entire thing becomes how do you treat the situation?
exactly.
And how you're going to treat the situation is, again, so if you rule out that you can't control people, you're going to have people that are, from both avenues, right?
Yeah,
And what you want to do is you want to let people know if you are going about and doing things, you want to let people know what you're doing.
yeah.
And I think that's fair game. You're at least educating them. You're letting people know,
Hey, like, hey,
there is a
it's
potential.
yeah, but
What
there's a
was that?
potential risk. Yeah, yeah, you are right. Like, there's a potential risk, but like, you can keep going.
Yeah, there's a potential risk, but I think it's everyone has their own
Right.
choices to make, and so if people are taking that risk, it's good for humanity to let other people know that if you are one of these people that are going out, that you let them know exactly what you're doing, who you're exposed to. Like you said earlier, you're exposed to a bunch of people at work that you see, and you
Exactly.
let all of us know that as well.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we are taking a risk to, see each other in a confined area and whatnot. But at the same time, it's our risk to take,
Exactly. You can't control people.
and so you can't control people. And the moment people are starting to, you can always find backlash for everything and anything.
That's true.
But at the same time, it's what kind of a solution, what kind of a compromise agreement are you coming to? Are you allowing folks to be like, you know what, you're going to get penalized for doing you. You're going to get
Yeah.
penalized for your own behavior, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that just does not make sense. That's illogical.
And like, okay, like another thing that like I had an issue with was like I feel like people weren't like listening. Like, okay, like they were just stuck up like inside like their own opinion that they weren't listening to what we were saying. They weren't listening to our perspectives. That's just what I feel.
Yeah, and that's. I think I feel the same way.
Cause
I would ask people to be a little bit more patient and to really look at what's going on, as opposed to just, this is like the code that we have to follow, so every single person follows the code.
yeah,
Well, here's news for you. Not everyone's going to follow the code.
that's true.
And I don't think it's bad. It's just human nature. You can't deny regular human nature from taking its course.
I
And so
agree.
it's like it's extremely interesting because it's, again, it was more of like the fast. They were all in good graces that turned terribly down. And it's like we all know the risks, we all know the backside of things, which I don't want to get into because it's all obvious at this point. It goes without saying. But what people aren't realizing or aren't looking at are the reasons why we're taking these risks, or the potential risks that we're even taking. So I think it's really good to bring it on the podcast this week in order to inform people, let the people know this is why we're doing what we're doing, and we're going to be upfront about it so that everyone knows, and we can all, even if we don't come to an agreement, even if we don't come to a compromise, we at least are informed of
Yeah,
what's going on. And I think
I
that
guess that's
is more
true.
beneficial to the scene as opposed to penalizing, people for going to the groceries.
I
you
swear, dude.
know?
Like, so okay, so like, yeah, that's something I don't understand. So like, I'm gonna be penalized for going to work where there's like hundreds of people touching things, but I can't go. Okay, so like, yeah, it's I think it's so dumb. Like the
Well,
like,
the funny thing too is it's like, the funny thing too is it's people are like, oh, you're not getting the point, but it's like,
but are you getting the point? Are you there? I guess he's what the heck? Ergo? You good? Come on, man. Hey, Ergo. Come on, man. Hey, sorry for these technical difficulties. Oh God. Come on, man. What's happening? Hey, sorry guys. I don't know what just happened. I'm assuming just 'cause he's at a different place and not this place, he's experiencing some Wi-Fi or just connection issues. No. What is happening, man? Come on. Come on, man. Hey, Eric. What the fuck? Anyways, yo, Eric, are you on the call or not? I'm just telling him to connect back. Hey, I'm sorry for this, guys. I'm gonna have to cut. I'm gonna have to cut this. Hey, Ergo, you there?
Had some technical difficulties.
All right. Yeah. So what were you
I'm not
saying?
completely sure what happened either.
No, it's all good. What were you saying?
So what I was saying was, I think it's a little bit sad to see that people aren't even appreciating the fact that we're letting others know what we're doing, and
Yeah.
they hear what we're doing, but their mind immediately races to the negative effects of what it could potentially mean, even if these effects aren't going to absolutely happen.
Mhm.
And so what I want people to know from this, what I want people to hear from this is appreciate the information.
But
Appreciate the information, and that it is what it is. There's nothing that, is gonna stop it from happening, but you can, you don't the thing is, people are also trying to jump on the bandwagon of, again, trying to come up with some sort of penalty for
that
actions that
yeah,
people are taking,
like the
which it just is illogical.
yeah yeah. So one thing that like that I was expecting right away was that like someone to you know like start like doing a penalty for someone, right? Just for like just having an event, just like having a fest, and like I'm like what? Like it was something I was expecting, and like well, right away there was like, let's ban people who go to tournaments or ban who go to fest. I'm like, what? Why would you like ban someone for hanging out with friends when like when I go to work when there's like hundreds of people there every single day. That's basically saying I can't go to work. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
If you're saying I can't go to fests, like where there's 7 people, then I can't go to work when there's like hundreds of people right there. Like, and you're trying to ban me? Like that's something
So
like,
so so with this penalty,
yeah. I'm like, yeah, like that penalty just kind of got
also,
me. Like, I'm like, you're suggesting someone to get banned. I'm like, wow. Okay, go.
well, I was gonna say with this penalty too, people are entitled to not only what they want to do, but what they believe. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's like not everyone believes that, like, the entire pandemic is, absolutely the essentially the genocide of humans. It's
it's
just
not.
it's and I'm not trying to use that as an argument. I'm trying to understand people. And so when you're
Okay,
trying to understand people, you have to be more open to hearing different ideas and different perspectives. And a
exactly.
lot of people aren't
Just learn
a
to listen.
lot of people aren't willing to do that. They're not willing to fork over that, whatever you may call it, that righteous belief, or that, controlling behavior, to be like, hey, it's, instead of trying to control people, how about you listen to what they say and take it for what it is, as opposed to believing what it could become.
Hey, Eric.
You
Okay.
know,
Hey, Eric.
yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna take this like comment on Twitch, like just for like just like for this like great opportunity. But Tulok says there's a difference between work and fest because work is an essential part of life. Obviously, it is. While fests are an activity that you can't, you don't need to pay your bills and make money. That is true, but just look at the difference of like like the people you're exposed to. Just look at that. There's 7 people at a fest, but there's 100 people at work. Like,
And
just look
yeah,
at the
that's
difference.
complete. That's no, that's absolutely real. And I actually do think that there is a difference between work and going to a fest. But that comes back to the entire talk about you cannot control people's actions. You cannot control people. End of story. So it's like if people want to do this, if people want to do that,
Just let them be.
that's all. That's already allowed. They should be able to do that. But at the same time, if those people are choosing to do that, what I would say would be I don't even want to call it a remedy. It's more of just being generous to people. Let people know what's going on. Inform them. So it's like they don't have these preconceived notions of what's happening, or they don't have this kind of negative anxiety about whatever situation. It's you have to take it for what it is. You have to be able to take a step back and really listen to what's going on. And if you're not hearing what people are saying, ask. But people aren't willing to do that. They want to regurgitate. They want to mouth out, blow up in their own opinions and their own beliefs, what they've seen, what sources they're reading from or watching from. But at the end of the day, we're humans and we know how to communicate, and we're intellectual beings. It's like why would you deny that and just try to be tunnel visioned about something and just try to spout something off that someone else told you or something that you believe? It's we can come to an agreement to disagree, but at least let's come to that agreement. And that's where a lot of people are failing. That's where a lot of people are not coming up to they're not bringing their weight. They're not taking that step forward to even come forward and say, I want to hear what you have to say, or I want to know what's going on. Instead, people are just trying to spot out what they believe should be happening, or why they believe something is wrong or good.
That's true.
you know
Another
and I
thing
think
that,
that's
sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
another thing that I did not like was this. I leak DMs. Just one DM, but then that person says, "Damn, no Tinder notifications on Isaac's phone." F in the chat, boys. I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with the situation that we're talking about? Like, you're just trying to like make me look like I don't even know. Like, you made
Wait, say
yourself
that. Say that again. Say that again.
okay. So with the topic of like COVID and whatever, all that, I like some DMs that just kind of made this person sound kind of like a dick in a way, cause yeah, I was just trying to I was trying to we were just arguing and things like that, right? It was in like the our DMs and whatever, and he just hoped for me to get like COVID or whatever, just wish me just like bad stuff, and like I just leaked it.
That's
But
so negative.
I
That's
know, I know,
so
yeah, it is, I know.
evil. Why would
Evil.
anyone hope for someone else to
That's
get
what I'm
COVID?
saying.
That's
That's what
ridiculous.
I'm saying. But when I presented those DMs and people saw it, he was like, "Damn, no Tinder notifications on Isaac's phone." F in the chat, boys. I'm like, what does that have to do with the situation that we're talking about?
Well, I know it's bad and everything, but Isaac, I gotta ask you, did you ask him why he hoped for that?
No, I did not ask.
It'd be good to hear, why his mind would justify someone else getting COVID to be a desirable thing.
I don't know, man. I'm
Yeah,
guessing just
and
I'm guessing just because I have a different view, a different perspective than his. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You just made yourself look like a clown. But
that's the
then,
problem with clowns. They don't take that step forward. They just want to, play around and blow their little balloons and touch the little red nose and try to entice kids to come on over. They're not trying to take that step forward and ask people what's going on. They're not trying to get behind. They're not trying to get to the truth of the story or whatever is going on. They're just trying to do their own thing, which is again, it's not bad to do your own thing, but it becomes bad when you start to make all these claims about how you want to go about things.
yeah, I don't know.
If you don't make these claims about it, if you can be like a lot of retired players in the scene, where they have strong feelings, they have strong, you know, they have a strong agenda of wanting to do something, but then they just don't do it. That's completely fine. I think that's if they don't want to share with people, that's you're completely fine at doing that. I would just argue that if you want someone to hear what you have to say, if you want to pose some sort of new penalty rule, that you need to be able to come to an understanding of trying to listen to other folks that don't necessarily agree with you.
Yeah, because I don't agree with just like banning people off the bat just because they go out. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't agree with that. I don't agree just banning people right away. Like
No, well,
I'm just doing my own thing, and you want to ban me for that.
yeah,
Okay, so, but I understand where you're coming from. That's what I'm saying. I understand what like you're scared of this pandemic that's going on, but like I'm doing myself. I'm just doing me. You're banning me for doing me.
well, you
That's
know
lame.
exactly what you're
But I
saying. You're
understand.
banning me for
You're for doing me.
you
Yeah. Like you're banning me
yeah.
for doing me, but I understand like where you're coming from. I understand your perspective. Like you want the scene to be safe. You want like you don't want people to be infected with COVID in the scene. But I understand that completely. But I just want to do my own thing. That's it.
And that's completely fair. That's why I was going to say it. This directly ties into also, should people be muted in specific groups if they, say something that other people don't want to hear?
Can you give an
I
example?
think, I can't give a direct example, but
Like racism?
just so, for example, like if someone in the Smash community was to say something about why do people feel this way about the pandemic, or like why people shouldn't fear the pandemic, and they give their reasons why.
Yeah.
People like that will, like, I've seen cases where people will be banned for saying what they want to say.
That's dumb. Because I feel like everyone should just like speak like their own opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the line between speaking what you want to say and having a filtered dialogue is very thin,
Hmm.
because so many strong, powerful things that can be said can easily be ruled as good or evil in a lot of different, people's judgment or minds. And so it becomes to a really really intricate situation where you're posed with, so why are we choosing to mute these people, or why are they, you know how are they treading along the lines of being muted? And I think that needs to be answered. I think that needs to be promulgated. I think the entire situation needs to be looked at and informed on other people, and other people should be like open to educate themselves on it first off.
I
Okay,
mean,
and so the thing is, if it's like to attack someone in particular, I think that is hands down not necessary.
uh
You
huh.
know, that's do that on your own platform. But if
Yeah.
you're in a group, you can, I think saying general things are completely fine, because again, you want to be able to voice these things out. But if you're coming after someone very very explicitly and directly at them, that's not a good look, and that's not a look that most people in that I'm assuming most people in that group are not going to be a fan of you
Yeah.
know
Hey,
and like I don't like these decisions also to be like voted upon by some sort of panel,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
which is completely disgraceful and completely disgusting to everyone else that belongs within that group.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm. Hey, there's another question by Tulox. That says, how do you feel? I mean, how do your families feel or people you live with feel about you going out and doing stuff besides work and essential things? Well, okay, since I live in like in a Hispanic house, right? I have to ask, like my parents if I can go out, or I just tell them where I'm gonna go out. And at first, like they were hesitant because the whole pandemic started, which I understood a lot. But then over time, like I started going out more and more because of work, and like I could work and things like that, and like I have to wear masks. I have to be away from 6 feet. I mean people from like 6 feet, and I was giving my mom reasons why I could go out, and she just let me go out, and I just started going out, and like there's just small gatherings. That's it.
how does she feel about
At
the
first,
entire play in COVID?
yeah, at first I'm saying like she was like super duper skeptical about me going out, and I was too. So then I hesitated a little bit until I felt like I just felt it was safe for me to go out since I started working again.
What made you feel safe
Since I started
to
I
go out?
because I started working again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just the immediate being out and about,
Uh huh.
was it was it at all any part of like, well, I'm already out and about, screw it, I can, go hang out with people.
It's not screw it because I feel like screw it just it's kind of saying like I don't care, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt it was like the right time. I feel like there was like I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I gotta ask you, besides going out to work and like fests, are you going out anywhere else?
No, I'm
Are
not.
you being exposed further at all?
I'm not. I'm literally just going to work, home, and like fest once a week, which is Sunday, every Sunday.
Okay,
And that's it.
sure.
That's all I'm doing.
And I think it's great that you let people know that. That's one of the more important things here is because if people are so afraid and if people are hesitant to try to understand you, you have to at least let them know what's going on in your life and how much like what, the extent of how much you're actually being exposed to such a pandemic.
Yeah, because I feel like there's more. People are more likely to get the COVID if like they went to the protests, which I didn't do.
Actually, you know what's interesting? I think the same thing because the thing is the protest. Again, my ideals, my morals are strongly for the protest,
Uh huh.
but on like I again I'm all behind them, but I think
Same.
it's very such a delicate situation that so many people are crowded together. They're fighting for a cause,
Yeah.
which I love to see and I
Same.
fully support, but that to me, that amount of people is I don't know if it's the best and I don't know how to feel about it. I literally just don't have a strong feeling either way. The only strong feeling I have in it is, fighting for the protest. Being exposed, I would say the exposure level would definitely be higher. But I don't know if it's a good
Yeah.
or bad thing because again, this is one of those things where when you're fighting, when something that is a message that needs to be said or is trying to be said is so powerful, the two sides of the entire protest in a pandemic is, well, there's going to be so many people, the exposure level is so high that's obviously bad, but it's also obviously right to fight for things that you believe in, right? So
Yeah.
this is an entire intricate situation where you're like, I don't know how to, go about this. I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah. But then again, like people have like the privilege of actually like working from home.
Yeah.
Like
Well, and and
people are lucky
so
with
and so
that.
the thing is, so what I was gonna, how I was gonna 360 this back is it all comes down to you cannot control people's actions, and if
Exactly.
you are not okay, if you are not okay with that, then society might not be for you.
Society might not.
If you have a strong, um, sense of, a strong like feeling towards trying to control people and trying to make people do specific actions just because you don't believe they're right, you're going to have a hard time with society because not everyone's going to be on your side. Not everyone's going
Exactly.
to agree with you. On top of it, not like everyone is going to be an extremist as well on both opposite sides of the spectrum. A majority of people are going to be somewhat where in the middle, and this sounds completely elementary, but when people commit to actions as to try to convince and control people to do specific things in a certain way, that that takes it to an elementary level where it's just like you got to tell that person, look, you can't control people the way you want to or the way you think. It's just not going to
Exactly.
happen. You need to be able to take a step forward, and you need to be able to respect the step forward that the other people are going to take. If that other person's not willing to try to listen to you or not try to inform you or not try to compromise with you, that's completely fine. But you shouldn't be, like you shouldn't be putting additional crap on them.
Yeah.
It's just we don't agree, and that's where it ends.
Yeah. So another thing that I feel is like since I did that and went to fest and posted like public and everything like that, I feel like people were trying to cancel me. That's just what I feel.
How do you feel like that? Why is that?
I don't know. I just felt like I don't know. Cause like with the bands, with how like the band thing was happening, I felt like people were trying to like cancel me. I'm like, it was a weird feeling. I was like,
In what way? In what way? Without like naming anyone in particular, But what were some things that were said to you that made you feel that way? That made you feel that like you're being chastised essentially.
the band was like the primary thing, just the band, like the suggestion of banning people who attend things. And like, oh, okay, like that guy's trying to ban me. He's basically trying to tell me I can't play melee when tournaments are back on. That's what I just felt. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just like feels like a player who like would say racist things. Like I understand ban them, right? Because like you're that person's like saying negative things about a
That's a
different
hateful
race. Yeah,
action.
yeah,
That's
that's
actually a
hateful
hateful
action. What
action,
what am I doing besides going out? Like obviously, I do understand. I keep saying this. I understand where you're coming from. I can like infect people. I can get I have the risk, of getting COVID. But like, what am I doing besides that? In the end, I'm safe. But I understand where you're coming from. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
And so going back to how people are getting shunned and how you were feeling, like you were just not wanted and you didn't want, people didn't want to associate themselves with you. I think that falls in line directly with some of the greatest smashers of all time that have quit or have walked away from the scene because they can certainly feel that same level of being shunned or dislike or even potential hate because maybe people didn't like the way they played or maybe they didn't like
I guess.
that person for what character they played,
I guess.
and that is the exact same conceptual thing that's happening when people are shutting other people down. The shunning is the concept. The actions and the exact examples, the details are going to be different. But what you're doing is you're shunning a person off. You're turning that person away. And that, again, that's just disgusting. That's
Yeah.
so negative that it's like, I get it. We live in the internet world where trolls and memes and jokes exists, but we need to come to an understanding of where those, are going over the line and overboard. Because I can think of people specifically like Dairy, you know, that have walked away from the scene. I don't know exactly why. You might be able to shed some more info on this, but I want to take a guess that I would say he walked away from the scene because not a lot of people enjoyed, maybe Puff or didn't enjoy the way he played or just flat out, right, didn't give him the respect that he truly deserved,
Yeah.
and
It was just like
and
it was just man children who were just getting mad at him.
exactly, man children.
Man children,
That's
dude.
the that's the
They're
problem.
getting mad
Again,
over.
falls.
It's people getting mad at someone playing a character. Like, dude, just stop. You're a man child.
Yeah,
You're immature. That's so
and I
lame.
want and I want to connect that back to exactly what's going on right now with the pandemic and people potentially being muted within the Smash group or whatever group or affiliation organization that people are, with. And so for Dairy to get shunned down by man children because they don't enjoy how he plays or how he thinks about the game. He's the exact same thing. Again, conceptually, the details are different here.
Yeah.
Conceptually, the same thing about how people feel about the pandemic. If there's a person that feels strongly about the pandemic in this particular way, other people that don't share that same train of thought, that are exactly on the opposite side of the spectrum, so I've seen people where they'll shun them down, they'll chastise them, and it's disgusting, and they'll try to alienate and isolate this person just because they don't share the same views. It's the exact same thing that's happening, and for observers that are viewing this from the outside, they're just like, what is going on? Where is this immoral, where is this unintelligent, illogical being coming from? Like, why does your brain go there? Are you saying no to humanity? And are you saying yes to only what you want to do and what you think? Is that where humanity's going?
Yeah. Hey, so another reason why I did this too was because I just know like, okay, so I'm like, I have like different private group chats, right? Private group chats, you know, and I just feel like if I were to say something that's like, like a different opinion of theirs, like there's like a different like group chat of the same people that I know, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I just feel like there's gonna be like I feel like there's like a different group chat that's like talking bad about me without me being in the presence of the group chat, if you know what I mean. Like I just
I
like
don't want you to describe like details, but could you just give like an offhand example?
so
Not with any names or anything,
I'm
but
not
just
I'm not gonna
something
say
that
any
was
names.
potentially said.
I don't know. I'm just it's just what I think, right? Since
Okay.
since I know how people like act in like group chats whenever someone says something, right? Let's say someone says something controversial, right?
Okay.
On M and Smash or someone's timeline, right? There's a group chat where like they start talking smack about that person. But I feel since I'm a part of like some group chat where there's people who do that, I feel like there's another group chat that began sometime when I started like making tweets about the Smash community is filled with like all these type of people, this type of people, and I feel like they're since I said that controversial thing, whatever I said, I feel like they're also talking shit about me behind my back because I just know how some people are in the scene.
Well, hey, I would strongly say to you, if that's what you feel, you should not bottle it inside.
I guess that's
You know,
true.
I because the thing is that will manifest and it will turn into something mostly or usually negative.
Yeah.
But if that's something that is bothering you and that's something on your mind, please speak out about it. You know, and please speak out about it with the people that potentially you think aren't necessarily being nice to you or
I mean,
kind
I
to you.
mean,
That's
it's not that. It's just something I think. I think people are like talking shit behind my back. That's just what I think. Just cause I know like the experiences that I've seen or just like things that I've seen in group chats about what they say about other people, but they don't say it necessarily to like I don't think they necessarily say it to their face.
yeah, you get a lot of that in the Smash community.
What?
You get a lot
Evelyn's
of that in the Smash community
yeah,
where most folks aren't willing to, to actually come up to
speak
your
face to
face and tell
face.
you why they don't agree with you. But that's why it's such a benefit, and that's why it's
It's
such
just
a
it just
blessing
it just
when
it,
you do get people that are willing to come up and be like, this is why I disagree with you, and they're trying to inform you. It's a completely different story when they're trying to shove their opinion down your throat.
yeah.
But if they're trying to inform you of what's happening, try to hear it.
Yeah.
Don't say no to it. It's like, oh well, I just don't have the energy, or oh, I just don't want to listen to this. Oh, if you don't want to listen to it, then please like go on and do your thing,
Yeah.
but don't try to commit
Change
these
them.
actions where you're like bad talking about people or you're doing something negative about that person if you're not willing to face them. Like bring that same energy. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Be real. Be genuine with who you are. And a lot of people are failing in that department, especially with the internet nowadays, especially with netplay.
Yeah. So one thing that like I was trying to say is focus on yourself. Don't focus on others. This is what I feel.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
you
if someone
definitely want to do
if
that.
someone's like okay, if someone's taking the risk, like you want to be true to yourself, just like focus on yourself, right? Like if you think like something's gonna happen to you, if you think something's gonna happen to you, then don't go out. But if just like let them be.
Yeah, that
Like
that's exactly
like
it. There's
it's
no
it's
there's
gonna
no
sound like really like
forceful
dumb though. It sounds really dumb
action
though.
here.
Okay, like if there's a racist, right? If there's a racist that's coming to me and saying, being disrespectful to me, like I'm not gonna punch him. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to punch that person. I don't want to punch that person. But like I'm still gonna respect that person. Like okay, I'm not gonna like that person, but I'm still gonna, like give him respect as in like you do you. Like I'll just focus on myself.
Yeah,
That's
that
just me
that's
though.
exact
But
that's exactly the respect that you should give to people when you're. So the thing is, I think you know,
it's a different view. But like it's a view that I don't agree. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna punch that guy. I'm not gonna dox him. I'm not gonna do anything like that. I'm just gonna say, hey, just do you.
I think the most fundamental thing to take away from this entire disagreement of from all these people is that the most simplistic thing that you can bring it down to is give the respect to people to have an opinion.
Yeah.
That's literally it. And so the thing is, it's like it boggles my mind. It blows my fucking mind, man, when people are trying to control someone else or like trying to do negative things to someone else that didn't negatively affect other people,
Yeah.
you know? And it's just like, wow, man, like who made you the police of people? Who made you the king? Like we don't live in that world. We live in a world where people come from all sorts of different backgrounds, all sorts of different upbringings, ethnicities, and genders, and you want to take away our, you know what I mean, our right to an opinion? Really? Like, do you hear yourself right now? And I think a lot of people don't take that in. They don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand their actions that they're taking, and it's like, again, even if like the thing is for me, even though I don't agree with those people and I think those people are disgusting,
Just let them be.
I'm not gonna go out there and push them down. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go out there and like you know try to penalize them for doing this, even if they don't agree with me. Like that just doesn't make sense. Again, the penalty works if it's something that's intentionally hateful. That's the key word in this, hateful. You know, or just inherently like bad and they intentionally did it, that's by all means that is unnecessary and shall have some sort of penalty. But it's just I think that's I think we're done with this topic too at this point. I mean it's being run over by the same train,
Yeah. All
you
right.
know.
Should we
But
just should we
but
just
but I really wanted to get to how this kind of behavior, this type of negative behavior, has made people quit and Smash. Because I think already it's so hard to stay motivated in Smash
yeah.
that you don't need that additional negative influence on you to push you away. Because staying motivated, staying focused, and staying driven in something as competitive and as changing as Smash is. I mean, this game has not received one patch, but it's changing every year. The meta is changing every year. The top tier players, they're not moving around too much, but there is still some, there's still some sort of movement, that's happening. And so, on a positive note, to be able to have something as crazy as this new Slippy. Like I have not played on it,
I have. It's
but I have
fire.
heard nothing but amazing things from it. And last night I actually was catching up on some VODs watching Hondo 100 Grand versus HBox. God, those were some great games. It did not look like they had crazy network connection problems. And some of the backlash that you see from NetPlay, it looks like
Hmm.
some of that's been improved. And again, I have not played this. I'm only saying it from a viewer standpoint. But Hondo's looking hot, man.
He
Hondo's
is.
looking good.
Dude,
You know,
Hundo is so good. He's a legend.
Hondo's a stud, man.
Hundo
That guy
is a
is a
stud. He's a
freaking
legend.
stud.
Yeah. But
That guy,
Slippy,
he's got his movement. Yeah, but I mean, you've told me you've played on Slippy. How is Slippy?
Slippy's amazing.
How is the new one? Yeah.
It's amazing. That's it. It's amazing. The best melee experience, the best online melee experience I've ever had. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
It
Wow. Wow.
is.
Wow.
It
And
is.
so I mean, because it's so
I cannot wait.
so amazing for. Wait, what was that?
I cannot wait for the ranking system. Like, ranked melee. I cannot wait. I want to play top players from around the
Ooh.
world. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's gonna be so
So
fun.
there. Yeah.
It's gonna be like a
So
really
this. So
good
this.
stream. It's gonna be like a really good stream
Yeah.
game since like you can actually like play ranked with with the proper ranking system. Unlike Ultimate,
Okay.
I can play people from around the world. I could possibly have the chance to play top players like Mango, Leffen, Plup, Hungrybox, those type of players. If Hundo has experience to play at HBox, I can have it too.
That's fantastic to look at right there.
Yeah.
the accessibility from this is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna ask you because because it's so amazing. How do you think this is gonna change the
The locals.
landscape of online melee play beyond the ranking system and playing with people that you haven't played before?
Wait, so what do you mean? Because okay, well, I can see like online melee, you know, I can see like maybe locals dropping a bit in attendance over time. I can kind of see that. I don't know. I can kind of see that. And I can possibly see
Sure.
like online tournaments, like Minnesota online tournaments. I can possibly see that too. But I don't know. Hopefully locals don't die because I don't want that to die. But it's the perfect time, like right now because of the COVID and the situation like that. It's the perfect time to start doing tournaments using Slippy.
Do you think there will ever be a time where
Uh,
maybe a few like okay, so just assume a situation and in real life tourney where some people could make it out and they play on Slippy tourney brackets, and so some people don't make it out. Other
what?
people are there and they can play their in real life tourney games and matches.
That's
But do you think that
crazy.
will ever, because with the inclusion of this new Slippy, if it's as great as everyone says, there's got to be some sort of level where it can be on. I don't know if it's ever going to be on the same tier. It could potentially could be, and that's the potential that I want to talk about. That it could reach a level where some people, for example, like some guy's got like a broken leg or he's got COVID and he can't go out and see anyone.
Yeah.
But a real in life tournament's happening. Do you think there's ever a time where TOs and players and the community can come together and say this guy can play his match from his bed in his house, several states away, several countries away, and we will still market the same as if someone was here playing in real life?
You know what? That's actually a really interesting question. I can kind
Yeah.
of see that. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, okay, I'm assuming that like TOs would not let that go through, and I can see why because I don't know. I just feel like that would. I don't know. But
There would be some sort of bias in that manner
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah,
from
yeah.
other people, and the backlash would come from other people wanting to do it as well or thinking that it's not justified.
No, but
I
okay,
could see those two things,
yeah,
but
but okay, I can see this, right? I can see like, setups at like a tournament, right? At a local, I can see setups like, everywhere. But there's one or two setups that are like, like specifically for online play. So let's say so I'm at home, right? I'm at home and I entered this bracket. I entered this bracket that is, is an IRL local, right? But I entered the bracket playing online. And so yeah, my matches are online only. And let's say my next opponent is Joey, right? And he's at the local. I could see him like I could see him sorry, I just got distracted. I could see him hopping on to the online setup at the local and playing me, online, which that would be insane.
yeah,
But then like
like
but like people are still present at the venue.
yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Do you think we can ever come to a time like that?
You know what? I feel like I feel like people have to try it out first. And I think it's about the community and how they receive it, how they view it.
I love hearing you say that that first step is to try it out.
Yeah.
At least to try it out, just to see the capability, just to see a glimpse, get a taste of that potential. I
Just
think
imagine
it's
like
all. I
just
think it's all game. I'm
cause
all game for it.
I can see like more people entering, right? I can see more people entering through like like online, and also people going to like the venue and having a huge pot of money. Like
Yeah,
I feel like there's gonna be like more entrants if there's like online and locals combined. Like have those two in one tourney. So like there's no lag when you play online now, which is crazy. That'd be really crazy. And plus, like
and
if okay, well, okay,
yeah,
another suggestion that I have is like there's gonna be like a I don't know, not like a prize, but like okay, let's say you go to like a local, right? But you can also enter through online, right? So if you go to a local, you can like possibly receive a reward, I guess. for for driving, for going to the venue. I can kind of see that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, what I was gonna say was if there if there was ever a time like that where Slippy could be played simultaneously in real life tournaments, you would actually see some folks that may have walked away from Smash or just not did not get into Smash because they didn't want an in-person interaction,
Yeah,
and that would actually help them in still
exactly,
being able to participate with the community.
exactly.
Like I'm a man of possibilities and positive possibilities,
And it brings people
and
more into the
so
scene.
yeah, it allows for the community to grow, and it allows for the community to not just grow but to embrace other folks.
Dude, I think it's crazy how like
Like,
you
you know,
presented that idea. You presented that idea, but that was like a really mind blowing idea to me. I'm like, what? I never thought of this. This is crazy.
yeah, yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
to be honest with you, I thought about it in the spot because we were talking about so many, you know, we were talking about so many negative things that are happening right now in the community
Yeah, there's a lot of
that
negative.
when all these negative things come up, my mind immediately jumps to like how it could go right instead.
Hmm.
How all these negative things could affect us, but how could they also positively affect us?
That's
And
true.
so it's like right when I was thinking about like how, for example, like Derry and his legacy, and how my guess of how he quit the scene, and then I thought about the Slippy, and I'm like, wow, like someone like Derry would not have to face such
That's true.
strong backlash in an in-person setting, and he could be able to enjoy the love he has for competition and the game at the comfort of his own house.
That's
but
crazy.
but at the same time be involved in the community. You see, like
That's
that's
crazy.
so interesting to me.
And he keeps talking about how he wants to be back in this into the scene.
Really, there you
Yeah.
go, there you
Oh yeah.
go.
Hey, you want to move on from Smash?
Hey, I am so down. So with this pandemic, my success rating on all the online fishing platforms have not been as successful.
Not been successful, really? And why is that?
I mean, what do you think?
I
No
don't
one
know.
wants to meet up. Well, most
I
people don't
mean,
want to meet up. Some people still want to meet up.
but do they meet up though?
Here and there,
Here and there?
you'll find your people. Again, everyone has different opinions and
That's true.
what they believe. So
Yeah.
I'm not one to shun people away from what they believe. However, I want to embrace what they believe. And
What
if they believe that they want to go out and get some
Punani?
ergeezy, then I can't deny them that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who am I to deny them that? What a tragedy! What a crime!
What a crime.
What a
Wait, so
crime!
what apps are like your most successful ones? Like, yeah. What
My
app
most successful
and
ones.
what app do you get like the most success?
Hey, I don't want to bring this to me,
What? Hey,
but
I was
but
gonna
uh,
answer.
but to be real, Bumble, Tinder,
Oh,
OkCupid, and Hinge are
uh,
my go-tos.
they're
I'm
not
not gonna
my
say if
go-tos.
they're super successful or not, or super more on the failure side of things, but that those are the apps that I personally enjoy.
Okay.
I thought OkCupid was better before, like 2 or 3 years ago, because they had so many different categories and people could answer questions, so you could really like get a strong sense of how people's beliefs were
Hmm.
from them, or at least like a surface level, but you'd have a bigger surface level to work with, which
Yeah.
is better than like a 60 character bio, a few questions that they want to have answered, and like five pictures. I
Hmm.
think when you're seeing different categories up to over like 100 or 200 questions asked and answered from the person,
Yeah,
that's absolutely phenomenal. It's like more information is information is power,
that's true. Okay.
and not to be abused, but to be used.
Hmm.
You know,
Hey, so my successful story on the apps. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But no, but the apps where I succeed the most, I want to say is Chispa. If you know what that is. I
is
mean,
what
Chispa.
chispa.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
CHISPA. It's basically it's more geared towards Latinos, and I have the most success right there. I've had like I've
Oh,
had I know,
beautiful.
dude. I know, dude. I know. It's crazy.
The Latino platform
Yeah,
special. Oh man, I'm
yeah,
making
dude.
myself a
It,
profile.
yeah. Hey, it was
What
specifically made
what
for
a
me.
crime
No,
for
I'm
me
just kidding.
not to be present on that.
No, but like I think I have like around 100 matches, like or more. Yeah.
Within what kind of time frame?
Just like through months. Like I want to say,
Holy shit.
yeah.
Not doing doing too bad. That's average of like one a day.
It is. It basically is.
Wow.
But then like,
Yeah, so some of us are struggling to find a match
dude,
for like
Tinder
weeks or
sucks.
months,
Dude, Tinder
and
sucks.
others are just chilling on the daily.
Dude, Tinder sucks for me. I hate Tinder. It's filled with chads. I keep saying it's filled with chads.
I think it's interesting on Tinder because it's dude, all like the guys that have been successful that I've like talked to and personally know, they're all super tall.
Exactly.
They're all just like you're right. They're all like regular chads that are super tall, like maybe somewhat like physically attractive, but they have like the dumbest personalities. Maybe not the dumbest personalities, but
The
like
dumbest
they just
personalities.
have such. I don't know. Their personalities just don't seem as deep to me.
Wait, so you're
I
saying that your
might be completely
personality?
wrong, but that's just the way I see it.
Wait, so you're saying your personality is like a 10 out of 10?
Mine?
Yeah. Look at this.
No, no,
I want cheese, dude.
no,
Cheese review when?
no,
Cheese
no,
review.
no. Definitely, my personality is not 10 for 10. It's probably like a 9.8 out of 10.
Cheese cheese review when? Wait, swipe right. Just wait. Swipe right. Wait, did I swipe right or left? Wait. Oh, yeah, swipe right. Let's go.
Hey,
But
but how was it though? How was fishing for you in real life before COVID?
hey, let me tell you what.
So
Let me tell you what. I'll tell you what.
please tell me what.
I have never approached a girl in real life.
You've never approached a girl in real life.
No, no, never,
Hey man,
never.
that's nothing to be ashamed
Yes,
of.
it is ashamed. It is.
But
It is
but at the
something to be
same time, I'm
ashamed of.
not gonna lie. I do find it funny,
It is.
not in a bad way.
Hey,
You know, I'm
no,
not I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
cause I feel I do got game, but I'm like, wait, what? No, cause I feel like I have game. I feel like I have game, but like I'm too shy to do it in public.
Dude, I think most people just don't know how fast you can twist your legs. Like that's it. Most people just. I think the thing is it okay. So it kind of goes back to that talk about earlier about like how you at least want to like hear people out.
Yeah,
Taking that first step to like talking to a woman is like crucial. And
yeah,
most women actually like a guy that like will step up to the plate.
that's true.
Assuming this is like a straight, two straight relationships or two straight like genders that you're talking about.
Yeah. Mhm.
But like that's usually the case. Is that like most women will like the guy to be confident, come forward, say what he's gonna say, and then the girl will respond. I don't know if that's like deemed old fashioned now, but I think I usually see it that way anyways. So I don't know, but I think it's interesting that because you're so. Is it because of like how is it because it's like it feels too different for you in person as opposed to like online?
No, I think it's just me being shy. That's it. I'm just a shy person.
Just you being shy. Wait,
Just
but
me
then
being
are
a shy
you
person.
shy online though?
Wait, when I talk to girls?
Yeah.
Nah. I mean,
See,
no,
see,
I'm
you're
not
not
shy.
shy online. So no, that's what I'm saying. So what's the difference here? It's like if you're in person, what are you shy about?
I think it's more so just not wanting to get rejected. Cause okay, I mean I don't know. I think it's just me having a fear of trying new things out. That's always been me.
Sure.
Like, cause like okay, if I get rejected on like these dating apps, I don't care, right? I don't care. It's like okay, so in the beginning you kind of feel like bad because they reject you, but then over time you're like, who cares? We'll just talk to the next one, and that's like I feel like that's supposed to be in real life too, but since I have never tried it in real life, it's like something new, and I guess I'm just kind of fearful of how it's gonna turn out in real life, because through online it's like they just ignore you, but in real life, are they gonna say something to you like you look ugly? Like, why aren't you taller? Why aren't you like, they're gonna insult you. They're gonna insult you. That's what I feel.
they're not you, they're gonna fucking eat your soul up and spit you
Yeah,
back out until you're a fucking
exactly.
nobody.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, I feel it's also good in a way if they tell you that, because then like you gain like, I don't know, you take it in. Like, let's say
Yeah.
someone insults you, you take it in, but like you learn through a lesson to how to deal with it if that ever happens again, right?
Okay. Yeah. So I feel bad about interjecting you,
No,
but
it's
I
all good.
think it is beyond interesting that you just noted when you're in real life and you're talking to this person, you envisioned the worst case scenario happening. They're
Yeah.
rejecting, they're spitting you out, they don't like you at all, they throw you down the dirt. But I did not hear an ounce of that when you're talking about how you're dating online. And so that's what I'm trying to point out to you.
That has happened to me like once. That has happened to me
Sure.
once. But then I just ignored it. I'm like, you're just being a clown. Like, cause she got okay. So what? Okay, let me tell you the story. Okay, let me tell you the story. So there's this girl, right? So we were just talking and everything like that. She wanted me to buy weed. She wanted me to buy weed, but I said no. I don't want to buy weed. You can buy it yourself. And she started going off on how I'm broke. Yeah, she literally told me that, and like, yeah, she literally just she made herself look like a clown. And she's like, yeah, you're broke, and like the reason that I date men is because they have money, but like, you're a child, you're broke. I'm like, okay, why do you want me to buy weed then? I'm, and, wait, who's laughing behind you? Who's that?
Oh, that's no, that's other people. But no, that's so interesting because it's God, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And the fact that like you come across all these different types of people in the dating game,
Yeah,
like you really do. But
yeah,
it's just it's funny when you come across the people that are like so blatantly like, hey, I'm trying to use you for this, and
yeah.
then if you can't give me this, I'm gonna
Tear you
like
apart.
you're a bitch. You
Yeah,
know, they're gonna like try to call you out. It's like, hey man, if you're trying to look for something and I'm trying to look for something, if they don't coincide, that's it. Walk away.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's it. It's end of story.
Dude, she was
But it's again,
crazy. She was
yeah,
crazy.
again, it's those people that cannot accept differences from
So,
beliefs or like what they believe
wait,
or think
so,
about something.
wait, you know what? Okay, I think, I think she thought I rejected her, or like I don't know. She probably,
That honestly, I
right?
would say it does not even garner a fraction of the energy that you need to think about this. Like that's you know what I mean. That's one person. That's one toxic human being
Yeah, that's
that
true.
you can leave in the dirt. There's no need to go beyond it. There's no need to force yourself to try to analyze the situation because to be honest, a million things can be analyzed from the situation, but that's just that's a waste of time, and we're only on this planet for so long.
Mm,
you know
yeah.
so it's like it gives you it's much more of a benefit and advantage for you to just be able to be like, you know what, fuck it, on to the next one, which is where I
Yeah,
think your mind's
exactly.
at online.
It is.
But in real life, that you know what I mean in real life, that's a little bit harder to get to for you.
I think just it's harder to get like to start with the first step. Just like the first step of just approaching someone.
Yeah.
Because then right away they're gonna assume like, oh, you're trying to be like all romantic to them, but I don't want that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like come off as corny.
Yeah, you're trying to come off as
I'm
real
trying to come off as a
or be
Chad,
you.
a little Chad.
Why are you trying to come off as a Chad?
Hey,
What?
I'm just playing.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, it's crazy, man.
No, I would just play. It was a joke.
No, I know, but I'm saying if that's what you actually mean, I'm like, that's nuts.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, but hey, I might head out here, and so might have to call it for this podcast. I think we nailed a bunch of good stuff that we talked about today.
Yeah, the only downside was that it was more like on the serious talk instead of like a just us having fun. Except
No,
for like
that's
the very
true.
end.
Well, to be honest with you, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun talking about these things, and I think it's important to talk about these things because such a situation has like you know what I mean
Yeah.
arose because there's been so much like crazy drama that's happened in the community in the past few days. I think it's really, really beneficial and positive that like people will actually talk about these things and try to air it out and like try to analyze it for everyone to see and everyone try to understand.
Yeah, another goal of mine was just to start a discussion about this, and that was it. A discussion on the
Okay,
Facebook group.
discussion nailed. You know.
Yeah, but yeah, ATM. I will do a Tinder review of Smashers together in the future. Gotta do some reviews. I want to see.
uh,
Actually, hey. Actually, I'm suggesting everyone to send me their bios, their pictures and everything like that. Send it to me. Hit me up. I'll do a stream or probably just a video, and I'll put it up and it'll be a critical review. And show me
Perfect, man.
and show me some DMs on on your Tinder things. I want to see what you have to work on. You know, fix the little baby steps.
Little baby pure steps.
Yeah, the little steps.
All
But
right,
yeah.
man. Well, hey, it's been a good episode.
Yep.
See everyone later. Tune in next week.
Next time, let's do more like a fun type stuff, like more like on those how like in the first episode we had like these questions, just funny questions,
Yeah,
dumb questions. But yeah, cause I have an interesting one. But yeah, since it was a
you
little
should.
too long, I got you next time. I'll bring up the
All
question
right.
next time. All right, I'll see
Well,
you
hey, man.
guys.
Everyone, thanks for tuning in. See you.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. I think I'm gonna play some SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. So catch the stream. I'm gonna be playing. But yeah, hope you guys had a great time here. I certainly did. Now time to play actually, my mom wants me to get some bananas at Cup Foods.